Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to the investor call of PTC India Limited Q2 FY24 earnings conference call. The management team at PTC India is led by Dr. Rajiv Kumar Mishra, Chairman and Managing Director, PTC. Dr. Mishra is accompanied by Mr. Harish Saran, Executive Director, PTC, and Mr. Pankaj Goel, CFO, PTC. At this moment, all participants are in listen-only mode. Later, we will conduct a question and answer session. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Dr. Rajiv Kumar Mishra for opening remarks. Thank you and over to you, sir.
Thank you, madam, and welcome to the Q2 FY24 earning conference call of PTC India Limited. It's really my pleasure to present this result and the synopsis of things, what has happened in the second quarter and the first 6 months of the financial year 24. To begin with, the most important thing which I would like to share with all the investors and analyst friends is the core margin of PTC India Limited has seen a significant surge, making an impressive 16% year-on-year increase to 83.47 crore. The long and medium-term contract, which I always believe, and including this cross-border transactions, has demonstrated significant growth, which is increased by almost 5.65% and to the 11.88%. The highlight which I would like to share and what I have consistently harping upon is the substantial increase in per unit margin for the transaction, which rose from 3.41 paisa per unit in Q2 FY23 to 3.96 paisa per unit in Q2 FY24, which is significantly 16% increase in the core trading margin. With the surcharge and rebate added to it, it has increased by almost 41% in this period, and that has increased from 5.10 paisa to 7.18 paisa per unit. I would also like to share with you all that during this period, that is in the second quarter of financial year 24, the electricity demand in the country has reached to a 240 gigawatt, which is unprecedented and highest ever on September 1. With this continuously for 4 or 5 days, in the exchanges, the prices were, for all 96 time block, was 10 rupees per kilowatt hour, which is the cap for the exchange. So you can understand the prices during this period has gone up, and which has caused some kind of issues related to trading of this. In spite of that, we have seen an increase in our trading volume as well. The market share is consistently at the same level without some of the nominated agencies. We are maintaining the market share, and it's around 42.95% without the renewable energy. The conference is now in silent mode. The other important thing which I would like to bring to the knowledge of you all is this quarter and the first 6 months has seen all the holding company and the 2 subsidiaries companies performing very well, and they have shown commendable profit, including the associate company HPX, which has shown good results and profitable results in the second quarter of the FY24. All in all, this is an encouraging quarter for all, and we have already shared this information through our notices to the stock exchanges. That is the highest bid what we have received for our stake sale, 100% stake sale of PTC Energy Limited. There we have got the highest bid of 925 crores for the equity, and the enterprise value is more than 2,100 crores. So we are at the advanced stage of finalization of this, and this will be done shortly. I'm really happy that what we committed earlier to our investors and analysts, that we will be completing this within this financial year, and we are on the track in that regard. The important thing which I would like to share at this point of time is that PTC is in the right course as far as maintaining our portfolio mix for this financial year, and we are trying to focus more on the per unit margin rather than on the volumes, what we have said earlier, and we are trying to prune those volumes which are not profitable to the company. With this opening remark, I hand it over to CFO Shri Pankaj Goyal to give you the highlights of the results, which through our presentation we have already shared, but he would like to share some of the important numbers which you would like to know.
Thank you, CMD sir. Good afternoon, everybody. Now I'll go through the results for the quarter and half year ended September 23. First on standalone basis, and after that on a consolidated basis. So as far as the standalone results are concerned, the volume has increased by 1% to 21.3 billion unit from 21 billion unit vis-a-vis the last quarter. Total operational income has increased by 36% to 166 crore from 122 crore. As CMD has already explained, the operational income has mainly increased because of the higher margin in our long-term trade, and due to higher surcharge income and rebate income in this quarter. Likewise, the profit before tax has also increased by 97% to 166 crore from 84 crore. The main reason for PBT is the increase in the operational margin, as I already explained, plus the effective working capital management, because of which the treasury income has gone up and interest expenses on borrowings has gone down. And it also includes a dividend of 41.75 crore received from one of the subsidiary, that is PTC Financial Services Limited. The profit after tax has increased by 113% to 133 crore against 63 crore. The PAT has increased because of the reasons I already explained. Further in this quarter, because we have received the dividend income, which is tax free under Section 80M, so PAT has also increased by 113%. The total other comprehensive income has also increased by 113% to 133 crore from 62 crore. Earning per share for the quarter stood at rupees 4.5 in comparison to rupees 2.11. MD की भी नहीं गई बात आपके मेरी को नहीं आई माइक्रोफोन ठीक नहीं है कोरस चेक करें माइक टेस्टिंग आ रही है Yes, Ari. Ari? No, Ari. तो पर्टिकुलर यूजर को नहीं आ रही, ये 2-3 का आ गया। भैया मेरी आवाज तो बहुत तेज है। सुनिए, we can hear. So, thank you, CMD sir, and good afternoon, everybody. So now I'll go through the results for the quarter and half year ended September 23. First, I'll go for standalone results. Volume has increased by 1% to 21.3 billion unit from 21 billion unit. Total operational income has increased by 36% to 166 crore from 122 crore. The operational income has increased by due to higher margin in our long-term trade, the higher surcharge income and the rebate income in this quarter. Likewise, the profit before tax has also increased by 97% to 166 crore from 84 crore. The profit before tax has increased due to the reason as already explained, plus the effective management working capital. And in this quarter, we have received the dividend income of 41 crore, received from one of the subsidiaries, that is PTC Financial Services. Likewise, the profit after tax has also increased by 113% to 133 crore from 63 crore. The profit after tax has increased due to the reason as I have already explained. Further, in this quarter, because we have received the dividend income, so that is tax-free under Section 80M. So that is the main reason of increase in profit after tax. The total other comprehensive income has increased by 113% to 133 crore from 62 crore. Earning per share for the quarter stood at rupees 4.5 as compared to rupees 2.11 during the last quarter. Now I'll go through the half-year results for the September 23. Volume has increased by 8% to 41.9 million units from 38.7 BU. Total operational income has increased by 21% to 313 crore from 258 crore. Profit before tax has increased by 55% to 286 crore from 184 crore. Profit after tax has increased by 64% to 223 crore from 136 crore. Total other comprehensive income has increased by 63% to 223 crore from 137 crore. Earning per share for the half year stood at rupees 7.54 in comparison to 4.61 rupees during the last quarter. Now I'll go through the consolidated results. First, for the quarter, the volume has increased by 2% to 21.6 billion unit from 21.2 billion unit. Profit before tax has increased by 46% to 272 crore from 186 crore. Profit after tax has increased by 46% to 202 crore from 138 crore. Total other comprehensive income has increased by 46% to 202 crore from 138 crore. Earning per share on a consolidated basis stood at rupees 6.13 in comparison to rupees 4.05 during the last half year. Now I'll go through the half year results on a consolidated basis. Volume has increased by 8% to 42.3 billion units from 39 BU. Profit before tax has increased by 26% to 463 crore from 368 crore. Profit after tax has increased by 26% to 345 crore from 273 crore. The total other comprehensive income has increased by 26% to 344 crore from 274 crore. Earning per share on a consolidated basis for the half year stood at rupees 10.51 in comparison to rupees 8.01. Thank you, sir.
So we can start with the question and answer session. I mean, if somebody has to ask any question, I think moderator can take charge of the thing and she can allow one by one. Can you hear us?
There are already people in the queue. There are already people in the queue waiting to ask the question.
Can you call moderator and ask?
Yes, I have already done that. Some technical issue. Yeah, Mr. Sandeep, can you hear us? Mr. Sandeep Patel, you please start with your query.
Moderator, can you hear us so that you can allow question one by one?
But you're not audible. You're not audible. Yes. No, we are not able to hear you. Like we are not able to hear anyone. लोकेश अपने एंड पे चेक करो. म्यूटेड तो नहीं है हमें किसी ने. No changes. Can you speak something now? No, we can't hear you.
Moderator, you should take some charging.
तू से 1 मिनट के लिए म्यूट करने के लिए वो यहाँ से चेक कर रहा हूँ. बीबी तू अनम्यूटेड है. लोकेश म्यूट कर.
Are you able to hear me now, sir?
Yes, we can hear.
The conference is now in silent mode.
Ladies and gentlemen, to ask a question, you may please use the raise hand option available on your toolbar, or you may press star and 1. Mr. Sandeep Patel, are you able to hear us? Mr. Sandeep Patel, your line is unmuted.
Operator, Sandeep has already put a question in the chat box. If you can read it and then the management can reply. Can you please do that?
इसमें कर लो ना चालू. तो अभी कॉल तक चालू भी नहीं हुआ है.
Mr. Patel has a question. Can you hear me? Hello? Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Okay. Mr. Patel has a question regarding Sikkim Urja. What is the capital loss? What would be covered in insurance? And third, what is the loss of volumes and profits?
क्या बोला वो?
Yes, Sandeep ji, in Teesta Urja Limited, which is a Sikkim government company, and where PTC has 5.62% of the stake, the total investment at the book value is, or the face value is 221 crores as on date. And this project has met with some kind of a natural calamity, and there was some losses as far as the project is concerned in terms of the dam of the hydro project. The detail of the losses and the way forward for bringing this project back into the stream is already on, and at this stage I may not be in a position to share the exact loss because of this natural calamity, but I can tell you that the company is trying to bring this project back as early as possible, and the necessary steps have been taken by them to start the cleaning exercise and other exercise necessary for bringing this project back. Exact loss we will be in a position to share once the complete survey is complete and the claim to the insurance company is also at a stage where we can give the final figure to you. But at this point of time, I can only share that the company is doing both the things. They have submitted their claim to the insurance company. They are trying to come out with a roadmap for restoration of the hydro project, and it will be done as early as possible.
Thank you. I'll take the next question. There's a question from Mr. Rohit Natarajan from Antique. Sir, bilateral trades are growing in double digits. Short-term volumes on exchanges are growing in double digits. How do you foresee long-term, medium, and short-term volume growth for 2H FY24 and FY25E?
Yeah, you are right in saying that the growth is there in some segments, and we are seeing that because of the higher prices in the stock exchanges, in the energy exchanges, the offtake by the DISCOM in bilateral short-term contract has declined, and we are expecting the prices have come down in the month of November, and we hope that it will come back, and the states have started coming out with the tenders, and whatever is the anticipated number or the estimated number we have shared with you in the past, we would be able to achieve in the third and fourth quarter. That is at this point of time I can say, but because of the higher prices in the month of September and October, we have seen some decline in the short-term bilateral contract. So next question, please.
We have a question from Narendra Kutia from Robo Capital. What was the revenue and volume of HPX in Q2 FY24? How are we planning to utilize the cash in books going ahead? Now that PEL disinvestment is done, are we planning on stake sale in PTC Financial Services?
So the first part, I'll request CFO to please reply on the HPX volume and the revenue and the profitability in the quarter. The second part I'd like to answer. So first, Mr. Pankaj Goyal on the HPX volume and the margin.
Yeah. So as regards the HPX total revenue from operation and profitability is concerned, so for the quarter ended September 23, their total revenue from operation is around 13 crore, and the profit before tax was around 7.35 crore, out of which PTC share being 22.62% holder, so PTC share was 1.66 crore for the quarter.
So we must recall that this is a new exchange and started only in July 2022. So in the first year of its operation, this has become profitable, and in some of the segments in the market, they have almost 1/3 of the volume and 1/3 to 35 to 40% of the market share, and a lot of changes are happening in the regulation, so we expect this this exchange will gain because of the changes in the regulation in this space. As far as the second part of your question is concerned, that is the stake sale for PTC Financial Service. Let me tell you that we have shared with you that we will go one by one, and we are consistent saying that this is on pause for some time. But important thing is, during the last so many months, the performance of this company has improved, the profitability has improved, even the share prices have improved during last so many months. So at the appropriate time, we will start this process when we feel that the time is the right, and we will let you know once we will start the process. As far as the PTC Energy Limited, we expect that the entire process of transferring the asset can be complete in next 2 to 3 months. Next question, please.
Thank you. Yes. We have a question from Karthik Babu from Capstocks and Securities. What is volume growth expected in FY24? Is Q2 margin sustainable in coming quarters?
As far as the volume growth is concerned, we have given our estimate earlier, and it's a seasonal trade. Energy trade or the power trade is a seasonal business, and it depends upon so many eco factors, which is socio-economic factors, and the demand which comes from the discoms. So we will still go by whatever we have shared with you and the kind of growth what we expect here. The second part, what you are asking is on the profitability, what we have achieved in quarter 2. So the margins we are based on the portfolio mix. So we have always maintained that the ideal portfolio mix is 50-50%. That is, medium term and long term should be 50% and 50% from short term bilateral and the exchanges. So keeping that in mind, the profitability or the margin what we have achieved this quarter is something which is desirable, but it all will depend upon the circumstances and the situation what we will be seeing in third and fourth quarter.
Thank you. We have a next question from the line of Danesh Mistry from Investor First Advisors. What is the approximate timeline to successfully closure of the PTC Energy sale to ONGC? 3 months, 6 months, or more than that?
I have already answered. Within 3 months, we expect it to be complete.
Thank you. The next question is from Vipul Kumar Shah from Sumangal Investment. What will be end use of funds raised from sale of PTC Energy Limited?
Shahji, what we do is that we have a capital allocation plan which we will be submitting to the board shortly based on the long-term strategy and the medium-term strategy. And we have identified some areas where we would like to utilize this one, as well as the plans what we will be submitting to the board. Once it is clear from the board, I will be in a position to share with you what exactly we have decided to utilize this money for.
The next question is from Sunil. There are some terms and conditions that needs to be fulfilled for transaction to go through. Sir, can you please let us know those terms and how critical are they for the smooth passage of the transaction?
There are some of the things which I would like to share with my analyst friend and investors, and I can tell you that there is nothing so critical that we cannot fulfill at this point of time, and we are pretty sure that we will be completing this transaction in the timeline what I have already mentioned.
We have a question from Mohit Kumar from ICICI Securities. Can you please update us on market coupling and market-based economic dispatch? By what time do you expect a decision on market coupling?
Mohitji, you are well aware of the fact that the staff paper was circulated by CRC, and they have received more than 125 comments from different stakeholders. And the only thing is market coupling is a must. As you know, I have just mentioned that 4 days in the month of September, there were continuously no market or the price was at 10 rupees. So we can understand the depth of the market is very much required. And that is the genesis of coupling the market, increasing the depth, increasing the transparency for price discovery. But there are contra views also which CRC has received. After hearing everything, CRC may decide that since they have already this in the PMR 21, that market coupling is required. Only thing is the date and time when this has to be implemented, that need to be notified. So keeping that in mind, I understand they will give more hearing and then they will decide when this will be implemented and through which agency.
We have our next question from Vaibhav Gupta from Bowhead India Fund. Given Teesta Urja is a run-of-the-river project, will we still be able to do 50 to 60% volumes even after damage to the Teesta Dam?
No, you are rightly asking a question as because the damage in the plant house is very minimal, although there is some silt in the plant house and the equipment need to be cleaned thoroughly before we can start the machines. But yes, it's a run-of-the-river scheme, and if the flow of the water is there in the river with a small barrage, I think the generation can be started. But once there is a damage, it may take a couple of months before this can be done. And the company and the management of the company, they are seriously doing this, and they are trying to give a revival plan so that the generation can be started as early as possible.
We have a question from Raju Hirani. Any guidance on the core trading margins?
Hirani ji, I have just mentioned that what was the trading margin we have achieved in this quarter, and the mix, but the portfolio mix, what we expect to be there in the third and fourth quarter. So without any guidance, I can tell you that this is the desirable thing which we would like to do.
Thank you. Give me a moment, sir. We have a question from Vipul Kumar Shah. What are rebate and surcharge charges?
Rebate and surcharge, I'll ask CFO to just inform you.
So rebate for this quarter, net rebate for this quarter was 33.36 crore, and net surcharge income for this quarter was 34.54 crore.
There's a question from Mr. Pradeep Agarwal. What will be the net income from sale of PTC Energy?
We have already intimated through our press release and in intimation to the BSE and NSE that the bid we have received is of 925 crores against the equity investment, and the enterprise value as on 31st March was 2021. Varun, what was the number?
Correct.
2021 was the enterprise value on 31st March, which included the debt by that company, debt taken by that company.
There's a question from Mr. Vaibhav Gupta from Bowhead India Fund. Receivables outstanding beyond 6 months at the end Q2 FY24.
Yeah. So the 6 months debtors, after considering netting of the back-to-back creditors, the exposure for more than 6 months was around 205 crore. And out of this, mainly that is on account of Bihar, around 166 crore in the cross-border trade.
Next question.
Thank you. We have a question from Sunil Shah from SRE PMS. Sir, as the proceeds are received of 925 crore, would we attempt to retire debt or go in further new projects?
As I have just mentioned that the debt on PTC Energy Limited is passed through. That means it covers under the enterprise value. So retiring debt in PEPL doesn't arise. So the question of 925 crores would be for as per the capital allocation plan given by PTC India Limited, and that exactly what we will do once we will receive this, we will come with a allocation plan and the deployment in the new projects or new ventures what we will have. We will come out with that very openly when we will be meeting next.
There's a question from Raju Hirani. Sir, there have been murmurs that the proceeds from the PEL sale would be used to clear the debt on the books of PTC. Can we get a confirmation on that and the outlook for shareholder returns?
Let me clarify on PTC holding company, there is no debt. CFO is also confirming the same thing. There is no debt on PTC holding company, and we as on date is also not taking a working capital because we have liquidity.
Working capital we are taking only for day-to-day mismatch. So you can say that average borrowing for this quarter was around 200 crore. But after the borrowing, we have a net cash balance of around 1,000 crore at the end of this quarter actually. So you can say we are a debt-free company only for a day-to-day mismatch. We are taking the borrowing, but otherwise we have a surplus cash.
There's a question from Lipika Kundu. This time both standalone and consolidated results were excellent. Then what was the compulsion for not declaring any interim dividend this time?
Lipika, thank you very much for giving us some compliment on our results. But we go by the dividend declaration policy, and we are going to propose whatever as per the dividend declaration policy is made to the board again when we are meeting for the discussion in the third quarter, and accordingly we will let you know where we stand.
Lipika Kundu asked, during last Concall, CMD said that if there will be a value unlocking the shareholders, will adequately rewarded as per the company policy. Now that PEL is being divested, what are your plans now to reward the shareholders?
Shareholders are always at the top in our mind whenever we are doing any business activity. And I can reassure, I am repeating what I said earlier also. At the appropriate time, we'll let you know what the board has decided on this. We have a dividend declaration policy, and we will go by that. But the final decision will be board, and we will let you know once we are meeting next, once the sale procedures complete.
Thank you. There's a question from Mr. Vipul Kumar Shah. What is margin for long term and how it compares with margin for short term and medium term?
Just a minute, I will share with you.
Yeah. Yeah. So the margin under the long term, including the cross-border trade was around 6.65 per unit for the quarter, and under the short-term trade, including the domestic bilateral trade and the exchange, it was around 0.6 paisa per unit.
We have a question from Mr. Nikhil Abhyankar from ICICI Securities. After the implementation of new GNA regulations, volumes from DAC segment have shifted to DAM, and already its impact is seen in HPX October 23 volumes. Do you expect this trend to continue? Also, what were the long-term volumes on HPX in Q2 and October 23, if you can share?
Yeah, actually the shift, whatever we are discussing right now, GNA regime, this was something which was expected, but we have not seen much of changes here. And HPX is also trying to venture out into new products, and they have also started some of the new products in the market. So it is very difficult to predict whether with introduction of GNA, there will be impact in one segment of the market. With each changing regulation, there will be some impact on the market, but these are all just at the beginning. From 1st of October, this has been implemented, and we have yet to see the major changes because of this. The information which I shared with you all was that in the term ahead market, they have a market share of around 35 to 40%. In other areas also, they have a substantial market share. In the day ahead market, because of the obvious legacy issues, they are yet to have a substantial market, but the company is confident that they will be having a very good inroad in due course of time.
Thank you. There's a question from Mr. Vaibhav Gupta from Bowhead India Fund. So can you please share absolute number of receivables outstanding beyond more than 6 months and not on a back-to-back basis? And top 2 to 3 states from whom these receivables are to be received, and by when can it be resolved?
Yeah, so more than 6 months. So the more than 6 months debtors on a gross basis is 1,854 crore, out of which the top 4 is one is the Tamil Nadu Electricity Board, around 550 crore, which is on a back-to-back basis. We have to pay to our generator also. And the next one is the Bihar, that is around 205 crore, out of which 39 crore is back-to-back. And the other one is UP, that is around 247 crore, which is also on a back-to-back basis to be payable to our generator. And the next one is around 225 crore from Punjab, which is also on a back-to-back basis to our generator.
Thank you. Participants may post their text questions on the Q&A tab available on the left-hand side of their screen. There are no more questions, sir. So we have one. Can I?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, sir. There is one. Can I take? Okay.
Yeah,
it's from Mr. Nikhil Abhyankar from ICICI Securities. After the implementation of new GNA regulations, volumes from DAC segment have shifted to DAM.
This question.
Yes,
The same question, we have answered this. Thank you. And let me thank all the analyst friends who have attended today's conference and the investors who have participated. We respect your time and attention to the company, and we look forward for such insightful questions to the management so that we can improve upon what we have done in the past. And we are continuously improving and improving not only our business performance, but also on other aspects such as governance and the issues related to it. So we would be looking forward to the insightful questions what you asked during the conference. Thank you very much for being with us today. Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of PTC India, that concludes today's session. Thank you for your participation. You may now exit the meeting.